Good day. In this short video, we are going to demonstrate how to perform a backup using Microsoft Azure, so Azure Backup, and we're also going to show you how to do a file restore. So let's get to it. The first thing you want to do is head off to your portal, so portal.azure.com, and sign in. I have already signed in, so it's taking me right in. And to set up backup, not very challenging. What you need to do is click on the virtual machine in question. So you can go to your virtual machines, and so click on a machine that you want to back up, find backup in the menu. And then what you need to do is two things. You have to select a vault. If you don't have one created, you can create one here on the fly. And then the other thing you need to choose is the backup subtype. So do you want it backed up once a day, or do you want it backed up multiple times a day? Now the default policy is fine for most people, but let's go and create a new policy just to show you how to do that. So there's nothing too exciting in here other than the frequency. This you can change from daily, and set it to whatever time you want, to weekly. And you could say, I want it to occur on Wednesday at, let's go with 1:30 a.m. and I'm in Mountain Time, and then you can set the retention. Okay, so we're just going to leave this alone. You can play with this if you wish. I'm fine using the default policy, which, as you can see here, is backup every day at 9:30 in the morning. What a terrible time to do a backup, but for the sake of what I'm doing, yeah. This is instant restore and the retention policy. Okay, now you just click enable backup, and it will run tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Okay, now I actually don't want this to back up, so I'm going to click cancel. So now the question is, how do you do a restore? That's really the more interesting question. So let's show you that. So yesterday or the day before, I set up backup on DC1. So that's already run. And I can now scroll down to backup. You think there'd be a restore section there, or this would be labeled backup and restore, but it's not. It's just called backup. And you can either, gun the entire VM, or you can click file recovery. I'm going to click file recovery because this is actually kind of neat. Let's click on file recovery. This is not at all what I had expected when I started playing with this. I was expecting the usual file explorer view. That's not what you get at all. So I could explain it, but let's just show it to you instead. So what you do is you select your backup. I'm going to select the only one I've got, which is that one. And then I'm going to select download executable. And you might think, download a what? Yep, you actually download a little program. And that program is going to be tied to this password. And then it's going to mount the disk on your local machine. So on your PC or your workstation. It's going to mount it through the cloud. It's kind of neat, but definitely not the way I would have done it. And yes, this will take, I don't know, a minute or so. So we'll speed this up if it doesn't finish right away. There we are. Okay, now you select download. And you can just run this if you want. If you run it, it'll ask you for the password, and then it will run again as an administrator. It's the very first thing it looks for. But you could just right-click on the file and select Run as Administrator. Look, let's show you the long way. So I will click and I will copy that password, and I will just run the file. I'll just click on it, and it'll ask for the password. You recall that I just copied it. So there's the password, and it says, oh, we need to run this as an admin. So it just goes through and asks you the same thing again. So you could save a step. Now, this is quite interesting. I'm going to go to disk management to show you this, so you can see. Now, I had already had a volume connected when I was playing around with this, so that's why this is here. Generally, you won't see this, so I'm just going to say, yep, go ahead and kill it. Boom! It just shows up. Maps the drive letter, the whole bit, and it says, so open your files, grab what you want, and then click Unmount Disks. Well, where do I do that? Well, not very hard. Just right there, click on Mount Disks. Okay, so let's go look at File Explorer and let's recover a file. That is the C drive from my server, DC1. So let's show you how that would, how you'd recover a file. Not very rocket sciencey. So let's go to program files just because there's stuff in there. Sure, let's go to Microsoft. I'll try to find a text file here. Something's going to Edge. That file, there we go. That's probably just a nice text file. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to drag it into my downloads. And the log I'll copy as well, just for fun. Now let's go to my downloads. There they are. Let's open this log up. Okay, it's just a bunch of garbage, but you can see it actually has done the restore. Those are 2 files that I just restored. Now, when I'm done, I go back to my command line, and I follow the instructions, which are, after I'm done, to remove the disks, click Unmount Disks at step 3 in the portal. Now I'm going to press the Q here, and you can see that the disk is still mounted. So I'm now going to press Unmount Disks, and you'll see it's unmounting in progress, and this drive will go away. It's being mounted straight through the cloud using iSCSI. It's pretty cool. And you can see it mapped these right through the cloud. Pretty darn cool. Weird, seems ridiculously complex and unnecessary, but it works. Boom, and you can see that drive is gone. Did the iSCSI? Let's just see if iSCSI still shows connected. No, inactive, right? So they're gone. Yay, pretty cool. Hey, we'd really appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe. This really helps with the Google algorithm. And if you have any questions or concerns, put them in the comment section below. We'll get back to you or somebody else will. Or you can always get a hold of us at www.urtech.ca. That's www.urtech.ca. Thanks and have a great day. Bye-bye.